Well, guys, we actually did it. We hit 25,000 subscribers. Who knew there were 25,000 unemployed enthusiasts out there? A round of applause, everybody. We finally did it. Okay, that's enough. As promised, I will be doing my first ever Q&A. Apologies, however, I just got my wisdom teeth pulled, so my mouth is really sore. So I'm gonna be rather quick and brief with my responses. But let's not let my bleeding gums ruin the moment. Here we go, the first ever Great American Coasters Q&A. First comment. Hey, congrats. Not a question, skip. If you could only visit one theme park for the rest of time, which would it be? Side note, I love your content. Well, that makes one of us. If there was only one park I can visit, it would have to be Cedar Point. They have the best lineup, they get a new ride every 2 to 5 years, and I can go there every single day and I will not get bored. Plus, they have really good food. The drumsticks and pasta at the Cedar Farms, oh, it's so good. Chef's kiss. What are your top 3 Six Flags parks? Well, I've only been to 3 Six Flags parks, so I'm gonna have to go with Great America, Magic Mountain, and Discovery Kingdom. For the record though, I would take any Legacy Cedar Fair park over any Legacy Six Flags park. Second part of the question, what are your top 10 favorite roller coasters? Yeah, that's a long one, I'm gonna skip that. Thanks for coming back to YouTube, I love your content. What's your opinion on flat rides? How often do you ride them? And are there any that you make a priority besides Disney or Universal? Okay, I am not a flat ride enthusiast, I skip them for the most part. Anything that's either a pendulum or spins, I tend to skip because it's very likely that I'm gonna get sick. Drop towers, on the other hand, I make sure to ride them whenever I can. You have great taste for the parks. I wish some of them would listen to you. I agree. What are your top 5 coasters? You see, now that's a shorter question. Alright, top 5 off the dome. I would have to say at number 5, Maverick, Wildcat's Revenge, I-305, Iron Gwazi, Steel Vengeance. What was your first credit, your 100th credit, your most recent credit, and most difficult credit? Okay, so my first credit, I'm actually not sure what it was. I've been told it was a Dragon Wagon, but my first memory of a roller coaster has to be the Whizzer at Great America. My 100th credit, that was Storm Chaser at Kentucky Kingdom. Kind of a letdown though, Storm Chaser is probably one of my least favorite RMCs. My most recent credit, Siren's Curse. Yeah, it was Siren's Curse. My most difficult credit? I can't put my finger on that one, because the difficult credits for me are the ones I don't get on. Like the time I went to Discovery Kingdom, I was trying to get on Joker, it was opening year 2016, and it was closed for the entire day, so I missed out on that ride. And I haven't been in Discovery Kingdom since, and I probably won't go back. San Francisco, man, what could I tell ya? Have you ever been outside North America? No. If not, are you planning to? I wish. Out of all the UK coasters and parks, which looks the best and bucket list worthy? Alton Towers, obviously. What, Thorpe Park? Besides Hyperia, nothing there intrigues me. Blackpool Pleasure Beach? The location's cool. Icon's probably the only reason why I would go there. If I'm going to the UK for parks, Alton Towers is a must. Everything else is secondary. Alton Towers, they have the theming, they got the roller coasters, they got the great historical setting. Plus, UK enthusiasts, they won't shut up about this park, so it has to be good. Number 1 bucket list coaster. Ejanica. X2 was great at Magic Mountain, but I want to experience a version of it that isn't constantly banging my head and calves. What coasters in Europe do you want to ride? Ride of Happiness, Zadra, Hyperion, Terran, the list goes on. I've never been to Europe before, so there are a lot of coasters out there that I'm just dying to get on. What is the most obscure coaster that you can think of without using much reliance on coaster/amusement websites? Alright, very interesting question. Most obscure coaster. I'm gonna go with the SBF Visa at Yellowstone Bear World. Because unless you're planning on staying 100 miles away from Yellowstone in Idaho, then you're likely not aware that this coaster even exists. Or care enough that it exists because it's an SBF Visa. What's your favorite park in Canada? Haven't been to Canada. And obviously it's Canada's Wonderland. Is Splash Mountain Disney's best ride? No. You could make an argument that it was the best ride at Magic Kingdom. It was either Splash or Space Mountain, and Splash got replaced by Tiana, so it's definitely Space Mountain now. Biggest freakout/incident at a theme park that you personally witnessed? Okay, when I was at Great America, 3 dumb 14-year-olds walked through the exit on Goliath, and they sat down in 3 random seats on the train. Everyone in the station was yelling at them, a few racial slurs were exchanged, and it ended with them being kicked out and flicking everyone off. What a weird 4th of July that was. Driving advice.
Floor it?
Yes. No, no, don't floor it.
Floor it?
No, 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 don't floor it.
Okay, floor it!
Is the B&M Dive Coaster one of your least favorite coaster models, period? Yeah, it is. B&M, they have so many phenomenal coaster models in their catalog, but all they build nowadays are wing and dive coasters. And those ones have always been so bland to me. There's only so much you can do with a dive and a wing, especially the dive. They're one-trick ponies. I want to see more hypers, I want to see more inverts, I want to see more flyers. Those are the winners from B&M. The dive and wing, those are mediocre losers. But boy, do they sell. I just hope that when B&M they finally saturate the market, they will move on from these coasters and start innovating again, and also fixing the roughness on their new coasters. Because rides like Wrath of Rakshasa, even though it's new, it's insanely rough. And that shouldn't be the case for a new coaster. What an insanely bad product. Which has better coasters? Disney, all the parks in Orlando, or Universal? Universal? This is a very straightforward question. What, am I going to compare Velocicoaster and Stardust to Big Thunder Mountain and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train? Will you visit the UK? Why are there so many UK questions? Listen guys, I'll try my best to visit the UK once I get over my crippling Lego addiction. Do you think Busch Gardens Tampa will build a Giga? I do actually, only because SeaWorld they refuse to work with anyone besides B&M. Sooner rather than later, Busch Gardens, they're gonna run out of coaster models to buy from them. So it's only a matter of time before they purchase a Giga. It's like a monkey smacking his hands on a typewriter. Given enough time, he's gonna write Shakespeare. What grade did you get in thermodynamics? Is that why your videos always seem to have a negative, pessimistic tilt? Okay, fun fact, I actually got a B in thermodynamics, but I could have gotten an A. On my final, I needed a 90 to get an A in the class. For whatever reason, if you got an A on the final, you automatically got an A in the course. Probably because thermo was so hard and they didn't really expect anyone to get an A. The first exam actually had a 40% average, so, you know, nobody there was a master at the subject. But when I took the final, you want to know what grade I got? An 85. The exam was 2 hours long, there were only 2 free response questions, and 5 multiple choice. I aced the free response questions. However, I got every single one of the multiple choice wrong. That pissed me off so much. I'm great at problem solving, but I'm not the best with knowledge-based questions. Or apparently questions that involve probability, because how do I get all 5 multiple choice wrong? But no, my grade in thermodynamics is not the reason why I'm so negative. I'm just a very negative person. Also, I found that on the internet, negativity sells. Most of the time, I choose to make a negative video because you guys want to see a negative video. The negative videos get more clicks. I'm just giving you guys what you want. And apparently, you all want me to be negative. Which is fine, I like ranting. Mac or Intamin? And have you ever been to the UK? I'm gonna go with Intamin right now, but Mac, they're catching up. With the creation of Stardust and Voltron, they're quickly jumping to the top of the list of best manufacturers. But with that being said, they still can't compete with Intamin. I mean, that company, they're building Falcon's Flight, so how can they possibly compete? What is the worst roller coaster in the world, and what is the best inversion in the world? Okay, so far my least favorite coaster has to be Viper at Magic Mountain. Sorry, I've tried to enjoy this thing, but I just can't. It hurts way too much, and I am too tall for this ride. Best inversion? Oh, the Mosasaurus roll, no competition. What other inversion can even compare to this? It whips you out of your seat, and I never get tired of it. Okay. What are we doing here, guys? Why are you asking these questions? Also, why does it have 9 upvotes, you sick freaks? What an inappropriate thing to ask. Redheads. Do you think Great America will get a headliner before 2030? Not with the current direction that Six Flags is going in. Maybe 2035? Or never. Great America, they don't have a lot of land, and they only build compact coasters. I've waited so long for this park to get an S-tier e-ticket attraction, but every single time they open a new coaster, it misses the mark. Great America, they have a lot of great supporting coasters, but none of them stand out from the crowd. They really need to go all out on one new coaster. Please, Great America, just one ride. Or they can just RMC American Eagle. Come on, Great America, RMC American Eagle. Do it now. Driving advice on how to stay in your own lane.
Floor it?
Yes. No, don't floor it.
Floor it?
No, don't floor it.
Okay,
Do you know what the fox says? You know, I can't tell whether or not this commenter is 10 or 30. Hot take, the 0G roll on Wicked is better than the Lagoon roll on Cannibal. Huh? For 1, I have never been to Lagoon. 2, that's not a question. And 3, I'll take your word for it until I can prove you wrong. Do you think Darien Lake will get sold to a new operator? At the moment, no, but I wouldn't leave it out of the cards. The issue with Darien Lake is finding a buyer, because realistically, who's gonna buy this park? Hershey? They already made a major acquisition. SeaWorld? No. Disney? No. Universal? No. The most likely scenario, if anything did happen to Darien Lake, is either they would shut down entirely or become independent. Have you heard of Phantasialand in Germany? Yes. If so, what are your thoughts on the park? I want to visit. What's the best dive coaster? Any answer other than Griffin is wrong. Ah, you've learned well, young grasshopper. That is the correct answer. Worst coaster in the world, best type of coaster, best coaster lineup. Wait, didn't this guy already ask a question? Sorry, buddy, 1 per customer. Face reveal? You know, that's more of a 50K kind of thing, but if you use your imagination, you can get a pretty good idea of what I look like. Well, those were all the questions you guys asked me. This was pretty fun. You know what? I'll do another one of these when we hit 50K. It took 5 years for us to hit 25K, so I'll see you guys in half a decade. Once again, thank you all for this subscriber milestone. Let's continue to grow and evolve the Great American Coaster channel, and always remember, job bad, goon good.